Good morning, everyone. Previous class, we learnt about uh, some of the old and new religions which were emerged during this 1,000 years, especially between 750 to 1750 in this year. See, we came to know that, especially here, the especially those who are knowing about the knowledge of Sanskrit text. So, especially the Brahmanas, so they were highly respected in the society, and even their dominant position it was consolidated by the supporter of their patrons also. Then already I told what is mean by patron. So patron means new rulers, so those were searching for prestige. And also dear students, during this 1,000 years, so the another one development a period, so in the religious field especially, that is about the emergence of the idea of bhakti. So the this concept, the idea of bhakti, it was also emerged during this period. So regarding this, the bhakti period, so we are going to learn in the 8th chapter of this textbook. And also, so here there we can see some of the new religions appeared in our subcontinent during this period, especially the merchants and migrants. So first they were brought the teachings of the holy Quran, so in the uh, in our subcontinent in the 7th century. So here the Muslims regard this Quran as their holy book. We all of knows that, and even they were accepted the sovereignty of the one God also. And also, so Allah was love was that only one God. So mercy, bounty, and embrace all those who believes in Him. See, without regard to social background. So they believe only so one God. That is about the concept of Allah. See here, the many rulers were patrons of Islam and the ulemas. So even they were learned the theologians and Jews also, and also so the same how in our Hinduism. See here, Islam it was interpreted in a variety of ways by its followers. So there were the Shia Muslims and then Sunni Muslims. So already I explained about this, the categorization of the Shia and Sunni in the previous class. So usually, so the followers of the Sunni, so they were called as a the followers of the Sunni. They were called as a anyone can you so Shias, and even the followers of the caliphs so was the people they believed that the community. I mean the leader of the community. So the caliph. So the used to call as a Sunni Muslims. Are you getting now? So see now we are going to learn about thinking about time and historical periods. Thinking about time and historical periods. Thinking about time and historical periods. See, dear students, so historians do not see time just as a of passing of hours or days or years. So historians do not see in that way. Understood now? See, as a clock or a calendar, even like that also. So according to them, the time also. Time means so for us what the time that is that means so days, time, hours. or even the years, or even we are, I mean, for us I mean the time is associated with all these things. So time ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ನಮ್ ನೆನಪಾಗೋದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಗಂಟೆಗಳು, ಅಥವಾ ದಿನಗಳು, ಅಥವಾ ವರ್ಷಗಳು, ಅಥವಾ again the clock or the calendar. See, but the historians, so they do not see time in these ways. So time also reflects changes in a social and economic organization. Are you getting now? And even in the persistence and transformations of ideas and beliefs. So are you getting now? So the historians believed that, and even that is the exact fact also. So according to historians, so time reflects changes in social and economic organizations, in the persistence and transformations of ideas and beliefs. There we can see a lot of time to time the economic condition, the political condition, and even the social condition, and even the new ideas, and even the new beliefs and all. So these are all, it is actually the continuous process. What is yesterday the same we cannot expect today, and how today the same we cannot expect it tomorrow, because so the new ideas used to rise, the new thinking, the way of new thinking, the new innovations, the new discoveries. See, so on so things. So then even there we can see a lot of changes even in economic background also, social background, political also, and even cultural situation. So in every corner of the society, there we can see the changes. So that is what how the historians they were look the about the time. Look about the time. See, the study of time is made somewhat easier by dividing the past into large segments. See, to make easier, to know easily. So here the historians, so they were divided that. Are you getting now? See, the study of time is there now. So this study of time is made somewhat easier by dividing that past into large segments or periods. So we know that even every day we are attending the class and we are running. So as per classification of the different periods. So for what purpose? So to make easier, to run easily, systematically. So that possesses shared characteristics. That possesses shared characteristics. So here, so the study of time is, once again I would like to repeat, the study of time is made somewhat easier by dividing the past into large segments, mean periods that possesses shared characteristics, possessed shared characteristics. See here, in the middle of the 19th century, in the middle of the 19th century, British historians divided the history of India into three periods. So what happened now? So the British people, the British historians, so in the middle of the 19th century, mid of the 19th century, so they were divided history of India into three periods. So regarding this, so you are going to learn more in 8th standard first chapter. So according to the British historians, in the middle of the 19th century, So the history of India, it was divided into three periods, and those periods are called as history of Hindus, history of Muslims, and history of British. So they were categorized history of India. So in this way, history of Hindus and history of Muslims and history of British. Are you getting now? So this indicates actually the ancient Indian history categorized as history of Hindus by the British historians. And the medieval history, so it was named as Muslims history by the same history. And the modern history, so it is named as so the history of British by the British historians. So dear students, here the British historians, so they were divided Indian history, so completely on the basis of and on the idea of how they were and what it's very clearly shows that Hindus, Muslims, British this is all about the different religions. So here the division was based on the idea that religion of rulers was the only important historical change and that there were no other significant developments in the economy, society or culture. So they divided like that. So here it is all about so the complete that idea so based on the who or the ruler was only the ruler was the only important historical change, so only ruler, okay, then even that there were no other significant developments, the only the ruler they were changing, so there were no any other significant developments even in the economy, even in the society or even in the culture. See, this kind of division, whether are you accept? See, such a division also ignore the rich diversity of the subcontinent. It is completely ignored. Why? Because no, so it is completely based on the religion of the rulers, the religion of the rulers. So that's what happened. So they are continually divided, and even the completely afterwards also the British historians, so they were followed the same, they were followed the same, and they were divided the history of our India in this way, like Hindu, Muslim and British. See, dear students, so we cannot accept this. So, such a division, which was divided by the British historian, this is not the best way to divide about our history. I mean, Indian history. So here, so these kind of divisions also ignored. Why? Because no, it's completely ignored the rich diversity of the subcontinent, that they are not considered, just they are go through the religions, the rulers, those who are those who are belongs to which religion, based on that they were divided like this. See, few historians follow this periodization today, even today. See, but most of the historians look to economic and social factors. Most of the historians, so they were look to economic and social factors to characterize the major elements of different movements of the past. It was completely neglected by the British historians or some of the British fellows. See, the histories you read, whatever in the last year, so it's included a wide range of early societies, hunters, gatherers, early farmers, people living in towns and villages, and even early empires and even kingdoms. So we learned all these things in the last year, whether it is about Hindus, whether it is about only the ruler, those who are ruled during the time. So even we studied based on the religion, that ruler, no. See, whatever we learned in the sixth standard history, so completely we are focused on. Completely means at least a little bit. It's too difficult in sixth standard. So to focus, or even in this year, even in the next year. So if we want to study in deep way means, so we should go through the master studies in that respective subject. When we are going to a higher study or for higher education or master education, so then only we are studying a deep way. We are selecting the topic, we are choosing, and we are studying the complete details. But so it is very clear that at least little bit we studied, whatever we studied, so there is a wide range different things we studied. Especially we studied about early societies, and we studied about the hunters and gatherers, and also we studied about early farmers, how they were start to settle and then start to grow the different crops and their settled life, and even people living in towns and villages, then the emergence of towns and villages, how, and even the early empires also, and even the early kingdoms also. So like that, a varieties of a wide range of the different concepts, and then even so on and so things. So whatever we learn, so this is all completely neglected by the British historians while periodizing history of our country. See, dear students, the stories we will be studying this year, so that's often described as actually medieval history, history of medieval India. So whatever we are going to learn between 700 to 750 years, so these 1,000 years, and this period used to call as the medieval history of India by some of the historians, not like the Muslim history. We are not going to study. So this year history, I mean this period, it is about the history of Muslims. No. So this is actually we are going to study in the name of history of medieval India. So about this we are going to find out more, and even so in this we are going to learn more about so and so things, especially the spread of peasant societies, not only the Muslim rulers or not only the Delhi Sultans. So, in this medieval period and in this 1,000 years, so we are going to learn a lot of things, especially about the spread of peasant societies, and also the rise of regional and imperial state formations, and also the cost of pastoral and forest people, and even we are going to learn the development of Hinduism and Islam as major religions, and also we are going to learn in the same, so the arrival of European trading companies to our subcontinent. Are you getting now? So we are not going to focus, or we are not going to study only those things. So this we used to call as whatever we are studying in this class, I mean in this year. So this used to call as a medieval period, and in this medieval period, so we are going to focus on so and so, especially spread of peasant societies, the rise of regional and imperial state formations, and also we are going to learn about the caste of pastoral and forest people, and also we are going to learn about the development of Hinduism and Islam as major religions, and also in this year we are going to focus on so the arrival of European trading companies to our subcontinent, to our subcontinent. See, these 1,000 years of Indian history witnessed considerable change. Witnessed for considerable change. So it's a the witness. Lot of changes were taken place during this 1,000 years. So after all, the 16th and 18th centuries were quite different from the 18th or 11th century. Are you getting now? The 16th and 18th century were quite different from the 8th and 11th century. See, therefore, describing the entire period as one historical unit. So, describing The entire period as one historical unit is not without its problems. It's not without its problems. So, moreover, the medieval period is often contrasted with the modern period. So it is very clear that the medieval period history is there, no? So it is actually contrasted with the modern period of our Indian history. See, here the modernity carries with it a sense of material progress and intellectual advancement. Are you getting now? So the concept of or the idea of, or whatever we used to call as the modern or modernities. So these modernities carries with it a sense of material progress and intellectual advance. See, this seems to suggest that the medieval period was lacking in any change whatsoever. So, but of course, we know this was not the case. Not the case. See, dear students, during these 1,000 years, the society of our subcontinent were transformed often and economies in several regions reached a level of prosperity that attracted the interest of European trading companies. See, whatever we are going to study in this text, so that's all. So we are look out for signs of change and the historical process at work. So also whenever we compare what we are reading with this, so that completely what you read that last year also. So this is what the continuous part of that last year. So the changes, whatever taken in a society, in a political sphere, or even in a cultural sphere, and so on and so things. So this continuity wherever you can, and look at the world around you, see that what else has changed or remained the same. When we are compare with that last year, and when we are seeing the this year, and when we are going to study, so there will be a continuity also, and even so there we can observe the lot of changes also, and even so some of the area so remained the same also. I hope, dear students, you all of you understood about this concept, and so the next class we are going to learn about the next chapter. Thank you. Have a nice day.